Hello students, welcome back. Now we'll discuss the topic memory. The memory is a very important part of processor in an embedded system. Some of the processor contain built-in memory and this memory is referred as a on-chip memory. And other type of memory that is inside the chip and requires some additional memory for the processor to store the control algorithm or a firmware software. Then that memory is called as a off chip memory. Okay, the on chip memory is a inbuilt of the processor. Off chip memory is the extra additional memory is connected to the processor. Okay, off chip memory. Next, also some working memory is required, that is a temporary storage of the data during the execution of the current instruction. Okay, the next we'll study the RAM memory or a program storage memory. What is a RAM memory or a program storage memory? It is an embedded system stores the program instructions and it can be classified into different types as per the black diagram is shown in the figure. So here different kind of the read only memory are available, that is flash, PRAM, masked RAM, EPRAM, EEPRAM and NVRAM. Here NVRAM is also a permanent memory. So read only memory we can also call in another word, it is a permanent storage memory. And non-volatile means the code memory retains its content even after the power to it is turned off. Then it is called as a non-volatile storage memory. So let us discuss each memory type in detail. Let us go to next slide. Masked memory, MRAM, we call it as short form. It is MRAM, a one-time programmable device. One-time programmable device in the sense once the chip is programmed, then after any changes we want to do or any update we want to we do, it is not possible. Only one time it is programmable is possible. Uses hardware technology for storing data, factory programmed by the masking and metallization process at the time of production. The manufacturer will be take care of the programming of the IC, the memory chip. Okay, so the programming of this type of memory is not for the end user. You cannot program the by the end user. The program is done by the manufacturers only. One time programming programming memory it is. Next, what is the advantage? Low cost for high volume production, least expensive type of solid state memory. Different mechanisms are used for the masking process of the RAM. Here to program the mask RAM, we are using the two different kind of processing technique. That is, first one, creation of enhancement or a depletion mode transistor through channel implant. Second one is by creating the memory cell either using a standard transistor or a high threshold transistor. So this is the two type technique is used for programming of memory chip. Okay, next, what are the applications? Masked RAM is a good candidate for storing the embedded firmware for low cost embedded devices. Once the design is proven and the firmware requirements are tested and frozen, the binary data corresponding to it can be given to the MRAM fabricator. Okay. Next, what are the limitations? With MRAM based firmware, storage is the inability to modify the device firmware against firmware upgrades. Okay. Since the MRAM is permanent in bit storage, it is not possible to alter the bit information. Okay. Once if it is stored, it is not possible to alter the any data or any bit information. Next, second type of the memory, RAM memory, is programmable read only memory. In short form, PRAM we call it as, or this also called as a one time programmable memory, that is OTP, one time programmable memory. It is also one time programmable memory, but the programming of this memory chip, it is not by the manufacturer, but it is responsible for the programmer or a user end. PRAM has a nichrome or a polysilicon wires arranged in a matrix. So here either it is uses in this PRAM polysilicon wire and nichrome. This wire will be act as a fuses. Okay, these wires can be functionally viewed as a fuses. It is programmed by PRAM programmer, which selectively burns the fuses according to the bit pattern to be stored. So by burning of the fuses, the programming of the ICs takes place by using the PRAM programmer. Next is the fuses which are not blown represents logic 1, whereas fuses which are blown represent logic 0. Okay, that is logic 1 and logic storage into the chip, that is the blowing and unblowing of the fuse, that is indicated here 1 and 0. The default state is the logic 1. Next, applications. This OTP is widely used for commercial production of the embedded system whose prototyped versions are proven and the code is finalized. It is a low cost solution for commercial production. OTPs cannot be reprogrammed. Okay, the OTP, once it is a program, that chip is not possible to reprogram. Okay. Next, limitations. OTPs are not useful and worth for development purpose. Okay. During the development phase, the code is subject to continuous changes, and using an OTP each time to load the code is not economical. Okay. Next, third type of memory, that is called erasable programmable read only memory, short for EPRAM. EPRAM gives the flexibility to reprogram the same chip. Here name itself indicate it is erasable. You can rewrite and you can erase once again, you rewrite the chip. Okay, that is possible in this type of memory. EPRAM stores the bit information by charging the floating gate of an FET. So in this chip we are using the FET. Okay, bit information is stored by using an EPRAM programmer. Here also it is required EPRAM programmer which applies high voltage to charge the floating gate. EPRAM contains a quartz crystal window for erasing the stored information. If the window is exposed to UV rays for a fixed duration, the entire memory will be erased. Okay, you want to erase the content of the chip memory, so you have to be exposed the memory chip into through window which is provided, exposed to UV rays. Then you can erase the memory content. So here limitations. Even though the EPRAM chips is flexible in terms of reprogrammability, it needs to be taken out of the circuit board and put it in a UV eraser device for 20 to 30 minutes. So it is a tedious and time consuming process. That is the limitation of the this type of memory. Next, let's come to the fourth type of memory, EEPROM. Electrically erasable, programmable, read-only memory. Name itself indicate. Okay, information contained in the EEPROM memory can be altered by using electrical signal at the register or a byte level. They can be erased and programmed in circuit. So you need not to be take out the chip from the embedded system or a circuit and put it into another programmer. It in the same system, without removing the chip, we can make the programming. Okay. These chips include a chip erase mode, and in this mode they can be erased in a few milliseconds. The time consumption of the erasing of the data will be very less time compared to the previous type of what is the previous, that is a programmable, what is erasable program read only memory is a programming this chip, it takes more time, but in this case electrically erasable program read only memory, it is few milliseconds. Applications, it provides greater flexibility for system design. Okay. Limitations is their capacity is limited when compared with the standard RAM. Next memory type, flash. Flash is the latest RAM technology and is the most popular RAM technology. Used in today's embedded designs, flash memory is a variation of EEPROM technology. It combines the reprogrammability of EEPROM and the high capability of standard RAMs. Flash memory is organized as a sectors or pages. So here the programming of the memory is not by bit or a byte, it is programmed or organized in form of pages or a sectors or a block, we call it as. Flash memory stores information in an array of floating gate MOSFET here. Here MOSFET transistor are using. The erasing of memory can be one at a sector level or page level without affecting the other sector or pages. Each sector should be erased before reprogramming. The typical erasable capacity of flash is 1000 cycles. Okay, here 1000 cycles. Within that cycles, you can make the erase the memory. So last type of the memory of this RAM, non-volatile RAM it is a random access memory with a backup battery. Actually, random access memory is a temporary memory you say, but here in the RAM memory we provided the some backup battery. Okay, then it become the read only memory. That is a permanent memory you can say. Once if it is a power off, by you that battery backup will be provided in a chip only, so you can store the longer time of data in the this memory. It contains static RAM based memory and minute battery for the providing supply to the memory in the absence of external power supply. The memory and battery are packed together in a single package. The lifespan of NVRAM is expected to be around 10 years. Up to 10 years, the memory can store or hold the data. DSJ644 from Maxima, Dallas is an example of 32 KB NVRAM. Okay, is example. Now next type memory, that is a read-write memory, that is the temporary memory, also we call it a random access memory, RAM, RAM. So RAM is the data memory or a working memory of the controller or a processor, can be read from it and write to it. Read is reading and also writing is allowed. RAM is a volatile, meaning when the power is turned off, all the content are destroyed. Volatile means once if it is power off, the content of the memory is destroyed. RAM is a direct access memory, meaning we can access the desired memory location directly without the need for traversing through the entire memory location to reach the desired memory position. Okay, so directly you can access the memory. So here is the diagram. Different types of RAM are available. RAM generally falls into three categories: static RAM, SRAM we call it as, and dynamic RAM, DRAM, and non-volatile RAM, NVRAM. NVRAM we have discussed it in the previous slide. So here read or write memory RAM, SRAM, DRAM, NVRAM. Let's discuss in detail what is SRAM and DRAM. Okay. Static RAM, SRAM, stores data in the form of voltage. Made up of flip-flops, static RAM is the fastest form of the RAM available. Okay, and implementation on SRAM cell or a bit is realized using a 6 transistor or a MOSFET it is we call it as. 4 of the transistors are used for the building the latch or a flip-flop part of the memory cell, and the other 2 for controlling the access, read and write operation purpose. Other 2 transistor is using. So in a bit of SRAM, it consists 6 transistor or a MOSFET. Among 4 will be used for flip-flop, another 2 will be used for controlling of the chip. SRAM is a fast in operation due to its resistive networking and switching capabilities. So here is the diagram of the cell of the RAM, SRAM, that is the 6 transistor are there. Here Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 are there used for the flip-flop operation for array flip-flop cell, and Q5 and Q6 are the both are the controlling purpose for accessing the bit. Okay, in simplest representation on SRAM cell can be visualized as shown in the figure. Okay, just to go through this diagram, it's similar to the flip-flop circuit. So here this implementation in its simpler form can be visualized as 2 cross inverter with control through transistor, and here another diagram is shown. This can be visualized as shown in the following here. That is the 4 transistor in the middle form the cross coupled inverters. See here the explanation. The memory cell is controlled by the word line, which controls the access transistor MOSFET Q5 and Q6. You can see here. Okay, Q6 and Q5 are accessing control. To write a value, apply the desired value to the bit control line. For writing 1, make B is equal to 1 and B bar is equal to 0 for writing 0. So this is the cases for writing 0 and writing 1. For reading the content of the memory cell, assert both B and B bar bit lines to 1 and set the word line to 1. Okay, just go through this for accessing and also writing of 0 and 1 to that cell. What is the B and B bar state? Limitations: SRAM are low capacity and high cost, since a minimum of 6 transistors are required to build a single memory cell. Imagine how many memory cells we can fabricate on a silicon wafer. So this is the one limitation. Next, second type of RAM, dynamic RAM. stores data in the form of charge. They are made up of MOS transistor gates. Advantages of DRAM are it is highly density and low cost compared to SRAM. Disadvantages: since the information is stored as charge, it gets leaked off with time, and to prevent this, they need to be refreshed periodically. This is the disadvantage. Periodically, every time you need to be refresh operation to be do. Special circuit called DRAM controllers are used for the refreshing operation. The refresh operation is done periodically in milliseconds intervals. This is the disadvantage. The following figure illustrates the typical implementation of a DRAM cell. Okay, the mass FET and word line, bit line B, the complete single cell of the memory DRAM. The mass FET acts as the gate for the incoming and outgoing data, whereas the capacitor acts as the bit storage unit. Capacitor is play an important role in storing of the data. So the differences between the SRAMs and DRAM is given in a table. Just to go through it, we have already discussed it. Just to make the tabular column of this SRAM and DRAM, the difference is explained here. Okay. Last one, NVRAM. Already we discussed. Non-volatile RAM is the random access memory with backup battery. So we have discussed it in the previous slide. You can go through once again. Next, we'll discuss the. I think I will stop it here. The memory topic. Next, we'll discuss the memory according to the type of interface. What is the required type of memory for the according to the interface or application? We'll discuss in detail in the next video. Okay. Thank you.